Go ahead, Taylor. Yep. Yep.
Can I just write that? Like that much? Is that enough?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I'll write that.
Although death may be considered a better choice for Neville to take, the passive verb in this case is what? Sarah?
The passive?
What's the passive verb? May be considered, yes. Remember, all passive verbs contain two parts, some form of the verb to be, and there's a form of the verb to be, and then some past participle verb. There's your past participle of considered. Considered is a regular verb, so it's an ed past participle. You've got two parts. Now, when you make a statement like this, although death may be considered a better choice for Neville to take, what are you implying? In this sentence, with this verb, what are you implying?
That was a considered choice for Neville.
No, that's directly stated. But you're implying something by saying may be considered. Well, true, and that's kind of implied by the considered. Sorry, I'm not really making, the question's not very clear. You're implying that somebody is doing the considering. Who is doing the considering? Are you sure? We don't really know. Thank you, Nick. You don't really know who's doing the considering. So, in this case, passive voice is probably not the best option because Taylor is implying that somebody is doing this considering but has not identified who that somebody is. And furthermore, we as readers don't know. Is Neville considering it? Is the reader considering it? Is the author considering it? We're not quite sure. So passive voice always confuses the issue on who exactly is doing the action. Now, how many of you are in science research? Okay. If you're learning about science writing, Mrs. Cobaugh or any other science teacher teaching this would probably tell you that passive voice is perfectly acceptable when you're writing about scientific issues. True, because often you are looking at some sort of thing, some sort of action, and you don't care who's causing it. In fact, quite often it's not quite sure who's causing it. So passive voice is acceptable. When you are in the world of literary analysis, we always know who. So we're always looking at who. Or we take out the passive voice. So, Taylor's options. Passive voice always includes 3 possible revisions. By the way, on the Writer's Workshop, you will find resources to help you with this, handouts that outline everything I'm about to say. Number 1 is what we call the flip. We cannot do the flip with Taylor's sentence. The flip is when you have a sentence that includes a by prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrase with the word by as its preposition. So if it says, if Taylor wrote, although death may be considered by the reader a better choice for Neville to take, then we just flip death and reader. Although the reader may consider death to be a better choice, that's the flip. You've got some by prepositional phrase with the acting subject in the predicate. You flip it into the subject position, flip that subject into the predicate, and you're good to go. We can't do that here. By the way, that's so simple that Microsoft Word can do it for you, and that's why Microsoft Word can revise some passive voice and can't revise others. The second, we could insert the implied subject. So Taylor could answer her own question, who is doing the considering, and she could put that person, that agent, that thing doing the action back into the sentence. And this may be a way that she wants to go. Keep the subject and change the verb. What is the subject of that first dependent clause? Subject of that first dependent clause. Death. She could keep death and change the verb so it's no longer passive. Or she could take death out of the subject position and place something in there. Taylor, what do you want to do? It's either 2 or 3. 3. Okay, keep the subject. Although death, what? You know what? You're on the right track, Taylor. A good option may simply be that. Although death may be a better choice for Neville to take. Unnecessarily wordy to throw in the considered. Confuses us because we're wondering now who's doing the considering, rather than Taylor simply stating, although death may be a better choice for Neville to take. I think that works. That's fine. So she has practiced revision strategy number 3. Keep the subject, change the verb. It's no longer passive. Is it a be verb? Yes, but in some cases be verbs are just fine. You know what Taylor wants to lead the sentence with? A rather important idea. What is it? What does she want to lead that sentence with? What does she want to push in her reader's face? Death. She wants to throw into her reader's face death. She wants that in the subject position. She wants that in the spotlight position of her sentence, although death may be a better choice for Neville. She doesn't want to throw it back into the predicate somewhere. She wants it in the front. So, although the reader may consider death a better choice, now death is in the direct object position. The reader's in the spotlight position. The reader has prominence over the word death. Taylor doesn't want that. So she places death in the subject position, changes the verb, and she's all good. Did everything I just say make sense? Yay! I love it when that happens. If that's the case, then you folks are understanding style and grammar at a very advanced level. Back over to Allison. You have more passive voice? Sweet. Awesome. Actually, you should say lots of passive voices by me. Should play games. Try to re-speak every sentence as passive. Many passive mistakes are made by me on papers that are written by me. Yes? Yeah, there are several copies right there on that table. Yeah, that's fine. Ellie, where's the passive verb? Yeah, will be known. Actually, always is an adverb inserted inside the verb, which is fine. Will be known. Gesundheit. Can we practice the first revision strategy? No, we do not have a by phrase. So we flip right over the flip, and we take a look at the second and the third. Second involves implying or inserting an active subject. Third involves keeping the subject, changing the verb. Ellie, have an idea what you might want to do? I'm sorry, it's not Ellie's, it's Allison's. Allison, do you have an idea what you might want to do? Okay, somebody give Allison some help. Yeah, Michelle.
Austin's readers will always know her for her elegant fictional stories of love.
Okay, so that's revision strategy number 2. Austin's readers will always know her for her elegant fictional stories of love and life. Different option, better option, that fixes the passive voice. Okay, fine with me. If you wanted to practice revision strategy number 3, if Allison wanted to lead with Austin as the subject, which might be important, she could say, Austin will always be famous instead of being known. Austin will always be famous for her elegant fictional stories of love and life. Famous is an adjective, not a verb. It's no longer passive voice. So 2 possible revisions for that. both of which work just fine.